Trying to
Okay,
get
does that
We're
work?
unmuted now. Does that work?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. So the thing that we really want to talk about tonight, and hopefully you followed Jennifer's instructions and you brought some greens. We brought a few along with us. This is Nikki's tower that we wheeled inside.
I am very proud of this tower garden. I want to see, like, in the comment section, all those clapping hands. Isn't she beautiful?
So hopefully you've got your favorite greens. Maybe you've got some favorite herbs. Now we still have some herbs growing on our tower, but this time of year is a little bit tough. So I did have to actually buy some herbs. So you've got some herbs, you've got some lemons or some lemon juice. You've got a really high quality olive oil available. You've got some scissors, and this is kind of important. And you're probably going to need a bowl to put everything in. So we're going to get into that in just a minute. But what I want to address is the fact that a lot of people, when they decide to make a jump start or a lifestyle change, one of the first things they do is what?
They make a decision and they commit to something.
But they eat a lot of salad. They just, or they decide that they're going to eat a lot of salad.
Yeah,
They say that they're eating a lot of salad.
I think what I'm hearing you say, Joy, is that when people decide to get healthy, the first thing that comes to mind is salad.
Yes, and I know you eat salads every day.
I do.
And tell me a little bit about that.
They're boring after a while. Thank God I still love them. I do love salads, but the fact is, every day, and I put lots of stuff in, but every day, they kind of are the same.
Yeah,
And
and
so
that's-
I am excited to shake it up a little bit.
Yeah. And you know, there are a few mistakes that people make when they make salads. And one of the things is, I'm reading some notes here because I don't want to miss anything. But one of the number one things that people do is they don't get enough calories. And you were talking about this, that one of the hard things that you have with the precepts is what? Is not eating after 6 o'clock.
Oh, that's not the guides. Like precepts, just, it was
Yeah.
a different word.
Yeah. Well,
The guidelines.
Yeah.
I don't mean the same thing, but it just threw me off. But you know, the guidelines, and somebody said that we didn't have instructions. Hopefully it was on the flyer in terms of what to bring if you saw the flyer. And the guidelines are the 10 things that are suggested to do. And
Yes.
you brought it up earlier about, you know, starting something new and you have these 10 things. I just want to make it really clear. For some of you, just taking on 2 of the 10 will be a big change for you. Some of you will already be doing some of the guidelines.
Yes.
And so doing a few more will be great. But when we're starting, the thought about getting healthy is salad. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah. And you know, the Juice Plus part of it is the easiest part of it. My background in fitness, the hardest thing that I had with people was getting them to change their diet. Like that they were going to change their, you know, their exercise routine. They had a hard time also changing their diet. So Juice Plus was a no-brainer. And using the Juice Plus product will support you in making the other changes.
Totally. I noticed that once I started doing the Juice Plus, I just noticed my cravings changed a little bit. It matched what the guidelines are. How perfect is that?
And just if you don't know Nikki Cotton, she's famous in our community, and we've been friends now for 28 years.
Mhm.
It's crazy. It's a lot. That's a whole nother story. But she's made so many changes to her health, and it's just the picture of like, this is what you should be doing in your life. It's really awesome. So let's go back to the mistakes that people make. So one of the things is they don't get enough calories, and we have two sensations of satiety, meaning do you feel full? One is actually feeling full, and that's like your belly feels full, and the other is nutritional satiety. And Juice Plus will really help you with the nutritional satiety. But eating a large amount of fiber will help you with the fullness satiety. So using things like this Tuscan kale, using things like this chard, using more dense greens is going to give you a more sense of fullness. So you need to make sure that you've got enough calories, and you can add beans, you can add tofu. If you eat animal products, you can eat animal products, you can use seeds, you can use nuts, any of this stuff. But what's the next thing that people do too often?
They just stick with the same things all the time?
Well, that's true, but if you were reading the notes, it says they get too many calories.
Oh, calories. I thought that said colors.
Too many calories. So they put bacon and fried chicken and cheese and deli meats and croutons and tortilla strips. And you were pointing out that, yes, sometimes that's okay.
Yeah, sometimes that's okay, but when you're going on a really 10-day decision to be a little bit healthier.
Fried chicken on your salad is that'd be the best choice. Healthy fats are another thing. And Jennifer discovered this great olive oil where she lives, and she was encouraging us. I actually am also a fan of great olive oil, even though I don't use much olive oil, and I'll show you what I do instead. But make sure that you're finding a high quality olive oil. A lot of olive oil isn't really even olive oil, has canola oil in it, et cetera, et cetera. So make sure that you're getting healthy fats, avocados, nuts and seeds, as I said, or, you know, a small amount of olive oil. Another thing that people do is they don't get enough variety of greens. What's the #1 lettuce that people use?
I know this answer. I do know this. I think it's iceberg because that's what I ate growing up. Every night my mother served iceberg every night.
My mom had a garden and we had so many things, but eating that variety is so important, guys. You know, we used to think that it was the number of different fruits and vegetables, and definitely for fiber, we need a lot of fruits and vegetables, but for the nutrient density, the variety is key. Experts say that we need about 35 different plants in our diet. And it doesn't matter if it's a whole bunch, it doesn't have to be this size, it just has to be some.
And that's not a day. That's
that's
a week. I just want to make sure 35 different plants every week.
Different
plants.
plants. Yeah, and like you said, so many times we get into this whole habit of doing the same thing. So when you have a tower garden like this, you can get variety because it's right there. And that's one of the beautiful things about tower gardens. I just can't say enough. So too much dressing is another thing that people do. I love to go to salad bars and I see people that they're on this new kick and they just ladle blue cheese or ranch or
I'm a blue cheese ladler. Sometimes, not very often, but I am do blue cheese ladler.
Yes.
Sometimes.
And then the last thing is getting those pre-made salads. They look like they're really good on top. They look like they have all this stuff on top. And then when you get to the bottom, it's iceberg lettuce. So you have to be really careful about that. And then the other thing is, like Nikki said, is boring. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to show you how to make a very basic, healthy, good for you salad dressing so that you're not eating that stuff off the shelf that has canola oil in it, that's really high in sugar, that's really high in fats, bad fats and stuff like that. So there's really a basic recipe that you can do so much with, and Nikki's going to show you how to do it while I look at the chat.
And here's what's really cool, by the way. Somebody asked about the good name for an olive oil dressing that you use. But you know what? I discovered, so Joy is really a great cook. She really is. And she's willing to do all kinds of interesting things. I'm a lazy cook and want the fewest ingredients. And I discovered that we make the same salad dressing. The difference is I usually do mine right over the salad. I mix the salad and then I pour stuff over it, but we're going to measure to help you out today. So here it is. If you want to write this down, it's 1/4 cup of lemon juice. So I'm going to do that.
And you can use fresh lemons as well. And if you're going to use fresh lemons, this is your friend. This comes, I think, from another company called Pampered Chef or something like that. A little tip I want to show people when they use a lemon juicer. A lot of people don't know this. It took me a while to learn. You put it in upside down. Did you know that?
I did know that. You probably told me.
I probably did.
I was doing it wrong.
I was doing it wrong forever, and you can't get enough stuff out of it. So you have to flip it upside down.
So 1/4 cup of lemon juice, or you can use red wine vinegar. This is an organic red wine vinegar. You could use balsamic vinegar. You could use some
anything citrusy. You can use you could use lime juice. You could use grapefruit juice. Anything citrusy. I don't like a lot of it, so I tend to put more olive oil in. Usually the recipe is 1-to-1, 1/4 cup of citrus or vinegar and 1/4 cup of the olive oil. But you can add more olive oil if you don't like that pungent. Somebody likes apple cider vinegar. That's great. Just brush your teeth afterwards.
Yeah, and the other one I like to use is rice vinegar.
Yeah,
I like
rice
that one also.
vinegar. Yeah.
And so here what I'm going to do is you can chop up your garlic, which is the way Joy would do it, but I'm just going to remind you I'm the lazy cook. So I am actually going to use a press, and I'm going to put that right in here, and nothing's coming in. Am I not strong enough?
You know, I think I brought you my crappy garlic press.
Oh.
My expensive garlic press, but it's my crappy one. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So we'll just pretend it's in there for now.
It is in there.
It is in there?
It is in there.
Okay.
It's just a little holer than it.
You know what? Wait, here's the magic of doing this on TV. Look, wait.
Oh, you have a good one. I have one just like that.
I have a good one.
Why I took this one. This is my.
I have a good one. I'm good to go. Here we go. And there it is. Perfect.
I like them chopped because I like to get the pieces of it. But you know, and I do want to tell you that when something that you buy pre-chopped, they're okay. Like, but a lot of them, when you buy them pre-chopped, like I think garlic loses its nutritional content when you don't get it fresh, so.
And then we're gonna add, so what we did, I'm gonna say again, 1/4 cup lemon juice, 1/4 cup olive oil, clove of garlic. For me, that would be 3 cloves of garlic.
Yeah.
I am the
Yeah.
queen. And then some herbs that you like, and a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, which I'm gonna put in, and then the whisker.
Now, we didn't show you one little trick that you can do if you want to be really fancy and really good, is that you'd whisk the lemon juice with the garlic and the salt and pepper and any herbs that you were putting in, and then you would slowly drizzle the olive oil in, and it gets a little bit more emulsified.
Right.
The reason that we're making this in a measuring cup is so that you can easily put it into a container. Now, we could have done this in a mason jar and just shaken it up, and then you would have had it, but then you wouldn't get to use this cute little dispenser.
So you want me to pour it in that cute
Well, you
dispenser?
can if you want, you can pour it.
I'll pour it in there.
Okay.
I'll pour it in there for now.
All right.
But the other thing I wanted to say is if some of you like your dressing a little bit of sweeter, you could add a little bit of maple syrup to it.
Or honey.
Or honey. I don't like my dressing sweet, but you can do stuff. This is just the basic that you get to add to.
Choose a good maple syrup or a good honey. I think that's another way to add more nutrient content from plants. You could also use Dijon mustard, which I like a lot. But like I said, I don't make dressing very often. I'm going to show you what I do instead.
Okay, and if I shake this, does it ruin anything or is it a good thing?
No, it's fine.
Just checking.
Just let's make sure the cup.
I did, I put it
It's the cap's on.
done. Okay.
Okay.
Part number 1, complete.
Now, one thing she didn't show you is putting herbs into the dressing. So I'm going to put them actually into the salad itself. But if you are making your own dressing at home, I want to encourage you to use shears. Have you ever tried cutting up any kind of herb at all? And what you end up with is kind of a mush of the green. Have you ever noticed that?
Hey,
Yes.
Joy.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
can you take your phone down just a little bit so we can see your preparation area a little bit better?
That is my sous chef's job. That's
Yes.
her phone.
So I would just, should I just go like this, Joy, for a moment?
No, it's
Oh,
okay.
tilt the whole thing. Got it. Yep, I got it.
Oh,
Is that
there we
better?
go. Now we can see.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
up just a little bit.
A little bit up.
Yeah. just a little bit.
Thanks,
Okay.
ladies.
How's that? Is that better?
Perfect.
Perfect. Is
Okay.
that good?
All right. I can also hold it up. So here's dill, for example, and I'm gonna reopen her jar. Now, dill is really pungent, and the thing you want to know about herbs is that herbs have way more nutrient content than any other plant. The more pungent something is, the more nutrient content it is. That's why we're encouraged to eat bitter greens. They stimulate our liver. Herbs, all herbs have so many advantages to using them. They've got terpenes. Go ahead.
Oh, I have a question, because I know you told me this before about them, and there's some people that don't like the real bitter stuff, but you've told me that you don't need a ton of it.
You don't. All you want to do is you want to get your liver stimulated to be active. Now, I don't find herbs bitter, but some people find dill to be very bitter.
Oh, I love dill.
I love dill too. So see how I'm cutting it? I'm going to hold this up and we can
Okay,
show them a little
yeah.
better. So I'm cutting it, and I'm avoiding the stems, but it doesn't matter if the stems even there because I'm cutting it so small. Now, I do this even if
Maybe
I'm
she could
cooking
cut
with
my
them.
bangs.
I could cut her bangs, but they would taste terrible. I would hate that. So I'm cutting up some dill. Now I put as many herbs as I have. Now I don't grow dill on my tower. I do grow chives. And Nikki has chives on her tower as well, but they're really tiny. Now she has these great big green onions. And green onions have the same properties, so we could use that as well. But once again, we're just gonna cut them. And when you do it like that, you don't get a big glob in your dressing. I also, one of my favorite herbs to use is tarragon.
That's really cool. I can't wait to eat salad tonight.
Yeah, it's all for you. So this is tarragon. This is really hard to find this time of year, by the way, but tarragon has so many helpful properties. Let me tell you about tarragon. It can relieve pain and inflammation, increase insulin sensitivity, alleviate depression, combat fungal infections, help immune function. There are anti-cancer properties, can help with skin health, and it may help with sleep.
Wow.
Can you cut this
I
up?
can cut that. You know, this is matching some of the stuff that I learned recently about parsley is really good for bladder issues. And so I just never connected the fact that parsley, an herb, and all the things that you've taught me in the past, Joy, about eating more herbs in our salad.
Well, both parsley and cilantro are already also really great for cleaning the blood. And for menopausal women, especially helping to get heavy metals out of our bones, really, really, really key. Both cilantro and parsley. Now, parsley is also really good for bad breath. Did you know that?
I did not know
So
that. Oh, yeah, you know what? I think I did.
if you're going out with somebody, now there's a couple different kinds of parsley. This is flat parsley, which is usually used for culinary purposes. The curly stuff is usually just used for
Being pretty.
Yeah, and we make tabbouleh a lot out of but you know how you tend to get it caught in your teeth, and we're going to talk about that with kale in just a minute too. But we have some oregano, we have some thyme. These all came off of our tower gardens, and you can put any variety of herbs that you like into your salad dressing. The more the merrier. You're going to get so much value out of it.
So when you pour this over your salad, you're not straining it out. Whatever
No.
comes out for the herbs, you're gonna eat.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And even if I made a salad dressing like that, I would put more herbs into my salad. And as Nikki told you in the beginning, she loves my salad. And I don't ever put any salad dressing on it at all.
And you would not know, because she's gonna tell you a secret. Pretty soon.
Yes, I am. I'm going to tell you a secret. So, but first, what we're going to do is we're going to harvest a few different types of lettuces. So back here, we've got a butter lettuce. And when you're harvesting off the tower, make sure you take from the back. And I just do it by hand. You could use the scissors, but I'm going to take it from the back. Now, if I was going to take this over to someone's house, you want to cut that up for me?
Yeah.
If I was going to take this over to someone's house,
Here's your knife.
a knife is good.
Oh, good.
I would take it the whole thing out, and I would bring it over as a bouquet, and I would bring all the things that I was going to put on top of it on the side. It makes such a lovely gift to bring someone, and people get really wowed by it. So if you have a tower garden and you like to share with people, this is what I highly recommend doing this.
And I have been the recipient of her being a guest at a dinner party and her bringing that bouquet, and people are just wowed by it. It's
super
really
fun.
cool.
Now this lettuce, this is called, my husband just told us the name of this. This is called trout back flat. I gotta look it up because it's you gotta hear this.
Sounds like the name of a fish.
No, it sounds like the name of a rock band. It's called flashy trout back lettuce.
Well, you can see why I'd say fish, trout.
Yes, flashy
Good
trout.
plan.
But look how beautiful it is. And each of these lettuces, guys, they smell different and they have a different nutrient profile. So it's really good to get a variety, and you don't need a ton. I'm just gonna use a few of these. So she's gonna add those.
Okay.
All right. And then we're gonna also put a little bit of arugula. Now, if you've gotten arugula at a store, you've probably gotten a little pointy kind, right? And they have so many stalks in them. I do not like them. I love arugula. If you are growing arugula on your tower garden, message me and I'll tell you the variety that we grow. But it's got a round lobed.
Something's happening.
Oh no, it's got a round. I'm going to talk over here. Would that help? No.
No, it's okay. It's
Did we lose them? Went. Nikki, we lost you. Let's see. Are they still in? Hold on just a second. Is anybody getting hungry?
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I know.
I want to plant her arugula on my tower garden. It looks great.
I know her whole tower looks amazing. I'm not sure what happened.
You guys couldn't hear any of that, right? We got disconnected, but you can hear me now, right?
I can hear you. I don't see
Okay,
you though,
we'll be
Nikki.
back to our regularly scheduled program in just a minute. But can you see me, Jennifer?
Oh, I see Nikki in the I see Nikki in the waiting room. I just let
Okay.
Nikki in.
Okay.
There you are.
Don't you just love this?
Technology.
Okay,
Hold on. I'll
lost.
spotlight you again. Hold on.
in the spotlight.
Go ahead.
Okay,
You can hear us though, right, Jennifer?
Yep. We got you.
so this is a lobed lettuce. It's not pointy like the stuff that you get at a grocery store. And I'm telling you, there is such a big difference. Taste this. It's like it's like pepper. Now, one thing you want to know about arugula, however, is that it's very, very, very delicate, very delicate. And if you've ever been to a restaurant where your salad comes out in a pool of liquid, it's because they dressed it too soon. So if you're going to use arugula, it can't be dressed until you're ready to eat it. Now, unfortunately, if you're going to also combine it with some of the more dense vegetables like kale and chard, it can be a bit of a problem.
But you want me to hold off and not
No,
put this in?
no, I'm going to try the trick.
Okay.
I'm going to show you guys a trick. So what happens with kale, have you ever had kale salad? And when you're, especially because they often make it with curly kale, there's many types of kale. Curly kale is the worst kale to make a salad out of, in my opinion. It gets stuck in your teeth and you're like eating like this.
Not
Yeah,
good. It's not a good look.
It's not a good look. And I don't know why the chefs don't know to massage it first. And Tuscan kale, in my opinion, makes the best salad. Let me know in the chat if you agree. You can look at the chat and see if people agree. So I'm shipping on it. I mean, I'm massaging it. Now, I could also take the stem out of it. These are pretty young kale leaves, so I'm not going to do that. But then I'm going to actually chiffonade. And what chiffonade means is just these thin little strips, thin little tiny strips. And what that does is it allows for more surface area for it to pick up the flavors. So you see how tiny they are? These little tiny strips.
Oh.
And we're going to do that with the whole thing. Now you could do multiple leaves and not do it as you know, just one at a time. So you want to do that, and I'll massage this one.
Yes. Jay, what I was getting massage right now.
Yeah, but then you'd have to get chiffonade, and you may not like that.
No.
No. Okay, so you can do that with the chard as well. Anything that is a hard, durable green, they're really good for you.
Am I gonna go all the way down the stem?
You could get rid of the stem.
Okay.
Yeah, and we could have actually peeled the stem out of it because it's such a young kale. I don't tend to do this. If it was an older one, I definitely would, but I don't mind getting these stems. Now, here's a little side tip. You can save all these stems and all the extra stuff, and you can make your own broths. You ever do that?
I do it all the time. I have a bag in my freezer, and every time I do vegetables that I don't use,
See
even
how-
the onion
see-
skins,
See how good she is?
even the onion skins, I just put them all in my bag, and when the bag gets too big, I dump it all in the thing, and I do the thing.
That's
I cook it up, and
That's awesome.
I get broth.
Now, we're not doing an entire huge salad right now, but what I want to show you is something that I do instead of making salad dressing. I still want that fat taste on my tongue. We have thousands of taste buds on our tongue, but there are only 3 that are dominant. I know you know what they are.
I do. One is that your sugar, sweet,
Mhm,
one is salt,
mhm.
and I know this one, it's fat, and that's why we love fat foods, we
Yes.
just crave them.
Those 3 and the food manufacturing companies know that, and that's why they pander to those 3 taste buds, even though we have thousands, bitter, and you know, everything in between. Tarragon has its own little taste bud sensor. But so we need to satisfy those 3 taste buds to really make our mouth feel happy. So what I do is I use an avocado, and I'm going to use 1/4 of an avocado per person, unless I have, you know, maybe a bigger guy or somebody who needs to put on some weight. But in general, 1/4 of an avocado is about what you should be getting.
One thing is she's cutting this up, this is such a cool thing, but we were talking about the fact that one of the guidelines for the Shred 10 is not eating after 6, and that's my biggest one. The other ones I can do so easily. I have a really hard time with that. And so I learned earlier when Joy was talking about nutritive satiety.
Satiety,
I
very
never
good.
said it correctly. That if I ate a huge big salad at night, really big,
Right.
with lots of
Yes.
nutritive values,
Yes.
I may be way less likely to want to eat that popcorn.
And not
at
just
8 o'clock.
nutritive value, but the fiber is going to fill you up as well. She eats her salad during the day. So that might be a tip for you. If that's one of the 10 suggestions that's hard for you, you might try eating your salad at night instead of during the day.
Or if I eat it at night with dinner, it's small. In the daytime, it's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like this, you know, just a huge bowl just for me.
Yeah. So
But
I'm going to take this avocado and you could score it. So I'm making little hash marks, but the point of it is that what I'm trying to do is I want to get, my hands are clean, by the way. Not that you're going to eat this salad.
I am.
But then I'm going to massage, and I want you to see this. We're going to massage the avocado into the lettuce. And so every piece of these greens is going to have some of that avocado on it, and it's going to give you, it's going to be the fat. It's going to be
It's
every
coating,
piece, it's
yeah.
coating every piece of what we're eating.
I
Right?
love avocado. I have avocado trees, by the way.
Yes, she does, but you didn't have any for today.
No.
I brought her avocados.
That's
Right,
right.
so this is a very small amount of salad. This is about the amount that I would eat because I don't eat as big a salads as I should. All right, I'm gonna wash my hands.
Definitely not my
All right,
thing.
talk about the other things that we can put on
So
the salad.
when Joy was talking about calories, adding some extra calories to your salad, not by taking a big dollop of salad dressing, but some really healthy fats. So you could add beans, you could add, these are nuts.
Those are nuts. Well, these are actually pine nuts and they're seeds. And I'm gonna talk about the importance of seeds.
You left me alone on my own and I called it the wrong thing.
Yeah. But you could use beans. I love to use white beans, cannellis, cannellinis. I love to use black beans.
And these are sliced almonds sliced actually, and some walnuts. So those are all my favorites.
Now
I
you
love
can
walnuts.
toast these, and if you want a little treat because you're feeling deprived, add a little bit of maple syrup to them and just saute it a little bit, and you'll get that sweet and fat, and it's just delicious. You can also use some flaxseed. You can use some chia seeds. You can use berries. I love to put berries on my salad. And I want to just talk about that real quick. We're kind of getting to the end here. I've got tomatoes also. But Joel Furman, who's the guy that I really like to follow quite a bit, he has an expression called G-bombs.
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. And my daughter lives by this. G-bomb stands for greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. And I do want to tell you that pine nuts are technically seeds, but you can see with the salad that you could add all of the G-bombs, and Nikki's going to type that into the chat so you can see what it is. And my daughter likes to add an A at the end, so it's G-bombs, because the A is for the avocado, and she likes to have that every day in her salad. She makes a salad this big. And Nikki, show me the bowl that you use.
Down there, I didn't finish typing. It's
Oh,
beans,
okay.
beans, mushrooms, but this literally, where'd it go? This, when I make a salad for lunch, I actually eat this bowl. I don't eat the bowl. I don't eat what's in the bowl. It's really big, but I imagine if I did this for dinner instead of for
Yeah,
lunch,
it would make a big difference.
it would make a
I
big
know.
difference.
I know.
So say it one more time. Greens,
Greens,
beans,
beans,
mushrooms,
onions,
onions.
G-bombs. So greens, beans, onions, mushrooms, berries, and seeds. And then if you want to add the G-bombs, it's an avocado at the end. And if you do those, he says that if you do that in a day, in spite of the whole thing that you need 35 different plants in a day, that you're covered if you do all of those things. So I love going by that. I was just going to say one more thing, and then I forgot. So you've got the herbs, you've got the toppings, you've got the suggestions about all the seeds. I think I covered everything. Did I forget anything?
I think you did a really great job, Joy.
One thing I want to add is that, there's so many different varieties of what you want to put on this stuff. And if you want to splurge and have a little bit of goat cheese, or you want to make a little bit of animal protein, that's great. Some people like to use liquid aminos on their salad, just, so many different
Apple cider
varieties.
vinegar, I
Apple
think
cider
somebody
vinegar,
said
someone
that,
said. So there's lots and lots of different things that you can have. I do think that if you're trying to not eat after 6 o'clock, I know what I was going to say, is that we have a friend who went to a retreat center that I've been to as well. And they recommend that you eat at least a pound of salad a day. And what Lenora said was that people should say to you,
When I get my salad, this is what people should say to me. You're gonna eat all that?
and I say that to my daughter when I see her salad as well.
That's what you want people to say when you eat salads.
Yes.
Really? You're gonna eat all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
We forgot to put on our cute aprons.
Oh, we
We
did.
We
Wait
hope,
a
we
minute.
hope you put yours on. And I hope that you learned something fun and good and helpful for your 10 days on this 10-day jumpstart. And we hope that you're using your Juice Plus regularly. If you're not a Juice Plus user, talk to the person that invited you here tonight, and just it's the easiest thing that you can possibly do for your health. Make sure that you get on the program, talk to the person that invited you, and we're going to turn it back over to Jennifer, who's going to tell you about the exciting speakers that we have coming up for the next Wellness Wednesdays, and I'll look at the chat and answer those
Good
questions.
night, everybody. I just want to thank everybody for coming on and enjoying it with Joy
Hi,
tonight.
Nikki.
That was so much fun.
It was so fun. And thank you, Tower Garden.
That's this community
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.